Welcome, student. Today we will continue with these lessons that is the Vedic civilization. Uh, Here is the point 4.3, the agriculture and animal husbandry, the economic and social life uh, of the Vedic period. Okay. So let us continue with this point. So agriculture was the main occupations during Vedic period. Many oxen were yoked together to plow the field. The plow had iron plow shares. The Atharva Veda considers insects, pests, and other animals that destroy crops and suggests certain remedies. Cow dung was used as a manure. During the Vedic period, animals like horses, cow, and dogs are special importance had a special importance. Cow were used as a means of exchange. That is why cow were very highly prized. People took special care to ensure that their cows would not be stolen. The horses was valued because of its speed. The Vedic peoples were skilled in taming the horses, harnessing them to the chariot. Chariot in the Vedic period had a spoked wheel, which are higher than a solid wheel. The horse drawn and spoked wheel chariot of the Vedic period were swift and speedy. In this period, apart from the agriculture and animal husbandry, several other occupations had a flourish. Artisan and the people practicing various occupations were an important part of social system. They formed independent organizations known as a shrenis or a guild. Uh, the head of the guild were known as a Shreshti. This point we look in the previous lecture. Okay, so we will going with the reading. However, slowly the status of skilled artisans became secondary. During this period, there were four varnas: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. A varna was determined by occupations of the people, but in the later period, the varnas becomes to be determined on the basis of birth. This gives rise to the castes. The caste system leads to the inequality in the society. During Vedic period, certain notions about the leading an ideal social life had become well established. There were four stages, that is ashrama, that is referred as a ashrama, birth to death. The first ashrama was Brahmacharya ashram, the period of staying with gurus to learn from him. The next is after successful completions of the Brahmacharya ashrama was Grihastha ashrama. It was expected that during this period a man would carry out his duty towards his family and society with the help of his wife. The third stage was Vanaprastha when a man was expected to detach himself from the household and retire to solitary place and leads a very simple life. The fourth stage was sannyasashram. At this stage, the conventions was to renounce all the relations, lead lives in order to understand the meaning of human life and not to stay at one place. Religious ideas. In the religious ideas of the Vedic period, forces of the nature such as sun, wind, rain, lightning, storm, and rivers were given the form of deities. Vedic compositions praise them to become life giving forces, and Vedic peoples put offering into a yajna, fire, to please them. These offerings were called as a havi. Yajna is to act as rites were simple. Later on, the rules of the yajna becomes harder and harder. The importance of the priest went on increasing. Here is the performing yajna. Okay. Peoples in the Vedic period had thoughts about how the natural phenomena occurs. Summer is followed by a rainy season and rainy season by winter. This is a regular cycle in nature. So these cycles in nature, the life cycle that moved with it were termed as a Vedic peoples as a Rita. The life of all living beings is a part of a cycle. The life of all the living beings is a part of a cycle in a nature. Disturbance in the cycle of the nature leads to calamities. Everyone should be careful not to be let it happen. Nobody should break a law of nature. It was believed that following these rules was to follow the dharma. 4.5 The political system. This is the last point of this lesson, that is, in the Vedic period, each village had a head known as a Gramani, a group of village form Vish. So the head of the Vishapati, the head was called as a Vishapati. Several Vish formed a Jana. Later on, this Jana settled into the specific region. It came to know as a Janapada. The head of the Jana was known as a Nrapa Raja. The main duties of the king were to protect the people, collect the taxes, and run the administration efficiently. In order to run administration smoothly, the king appointed various officers as a Purohit priest and the Senapati of the army were the special of having a special importance. The officers who collect the taxes was Bhagaduk, known as a Bhagaduk. The Bhag means share. The person who collect the king's share to produce of the produce of the Jana was called as a Bhagaduk. There were four institutions who guides the king: Sabha, Samiti, Vidhata, and Jana. So the people of the state participated in their working. Women's too participated the work in the Sabha and Vidha. The Sabha consists the senior citizen of the state, whereas the Samiti was a general body of the people. Later on, these Vedic thoughts, Smriti and Puranas were composed, where after a period of a time, a religious stream based on the Vedas after period of time, religious stream based on the Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, and local traditions come to be known as a Hinduism. So all these Vedic civilizations leads to Hinduism. Now it is known as a Hinduism. Along with the Vedic stream, there were other religious strains which took different position from the Vedic one, the regarding yajnas, rites, and the Varna system. We will learn more about the next chapter in the next chapter. So let us continue with this fifth lesson. And your homework is this exercise. You have to complete this exercise and send me a photograph on my personal number. Okay? If you find any difficulty in this lesson, it is very informative lessons, very easy lessons. But after that also, if you find any difficulty, you can call me or send me a message on my personal number. Religious trends in ancient India. This is the next lesson number 5. It is about the different religions which are present in India at the ancient India, such as Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Zoroastrianism. Towards the end of the Vedic period, the minute details of the yajna rites acquired any importance. This we already looked in the previous lesson. Only the priestly class had known to those details. Other no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. The Varna system restrictions become very hard in the course of time. A person's social position was decided by the Varna into which he born rather than by his achievements. That is why, from the Upanishad period, we see that the attempts were made to give wider scope to religious thought, not restrict it only the yajna rites. However, the thoughts of in Upanishad focused on the existence and the nature of the soul. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand it. This gives rise to a different sect and emphasize the worship of the particular deities. Example, Shaiva sect from Shiva worshippers and the Vaishnavas sect from the worshippers of Vishnu. Different Puranas were written with the reference to these deities. Certain trends around the 16th century made attempt to express the religious thoughts in such a way that the common man would understand it easily. Many peoples realize that every person is free to find ways of his own upliftment. This leads to establishment of the new religion. These religions emphatically stated that the discriminations on the basis of caste has no place in an individual upliftment. The work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is the special importance among the proponents of new thoughts. Okay. So, in the Vedanta period, Vedanta means the later period of the Vedas. It gives importance to the yajnas, where the priestly class get importance in the social life of the society, and this varna system, which previously recognized by the work or activity of the people, but later on it is to be considered by the birth. So it creates a caste system and inequality in the society. Okay, so the priestly class get an importance in the society. Later on, the Upanishads and Puranas are also going to write and gave rights and importance of their deities, such as Vaishnava sect and Purana and Shaiva sect. The Vaishnavas gave importance to the Vishnus, and the Shaiva gave importance to the Shiva. So it leads to generate clashes between the different castes. So there are born new ideas that every person has his own life and has his own choice of deities to praise. So the major event occurs in the Hinduism or ancient peoples, that the birth of Bhagwan Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. These they generate new thoughts in the society and laid down the foundation of a new religions, that is Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, so the ancient society, which was indigenous society, now becomes a multi-religion, multi-thoughts, and multi-deities society. So it also give a generation. It also generate the tolerance in the society to respect the other peoples who worship the other deities. Okay, so the Hinduism becomes a very simple and Hinduism becomes a very simple and gives the later period after the birth of Jainism and Buddhism, the importance of the yajnas were go down. Okay, because Buddhism and Jainism oppose the system of yajnas. Many people accept the Bauddha and Jain religion due to their simplifications of life, or a simple rule of life. Okay, so we will going to stop here with the introductions to the new lessons, that is a religious trend in ancient India. Okay.